missed the first one, just check the live stream before this one, but I was told that the video is having like some technical difficulty, so hopefully this one is nice and clear. I went through the stone, the wire, and the sketching, and I chose this sketching to create the frame from, so that's where I'm going to be starting from. If anybody is in the chat, please let me know if everything looks clear and you can hear me, and we'll get started. Don't forget to like the stream as well. But this is the moonstone that we're working with. It's a nice clear piece with a nice like iridescent shine, as well as some black tourmaline deposits. So who's ever in the live chat, please let me know if this video is now clear and you can hear me. It seems like there was some technical difficulties with the previous live stream. But if no one comes, I'm just gonna start in a few seconds where I left off. Also, I can pull it up on my laptop. That way, I don't have to wait for anyone to come in. Let's see. YouTube. Okay, let me go to my page. If anybody's in here, let me know if this video looks clear for you and the sound is good. I don't know what was going on with the last live stream. But on my laptop, it is looking good. So I'm gonna get started. So yeah, now I'm just working on creating my frame. And one of the things you want to keep in mind when you're making a frame is to try to keep things as flat as possible, because these cabochons have a side to them that are flat, and you want them to be able to sit inside of the frame like without being lopsided. That's why we use the half round when we're creating like the structure to the frame, because half of the half round wire is flat and it allows you to lay the stone in at a level spot. I'm gonna stand up for this. So all I'm doing is holding my wire firmly without it like moving around, and I'm using these wires as my fingers in a way that have like a spectacular grip, so that I can just bend it at each turn of my drawing of my frame that I want. You'll have to rotate a lot with this process. You can even rotate your sketchbook if you need to. And this is just the behind the scenes part of the frame that shows you, that creates like the foundation for what we're gonna do up top. And it doesn't have to be exact, because like the design will make it beautiful as you build on top of it. But it does need to be like pretty close. Thanks for that website, Andre. I don't know if you saw that there was any problems with the last live stream, but that's what I think happened. So I started this new one up. This is a funky frame. Yeah, put some likes on the stream for me, guys. And if you have any questions, please ask them so that I can help to walk you through as you're working on creating your own frame. I have this weird little hook right here. So as you can see how I'm working it, it kind of was like a sharp angle, and then it went in and out like that. So when you're doing something like that, you kind of have to create the sharp angle first, and then you have to like go all the way in and bring it out like that to create a little nice little divot. I like those types of hooks in the design. And then I like kind of use my nails to bring it back around, because your nails are naturally like round like this part. Alrighty. And then up top, I'm just going to, this part is kind of important because up top is where you'll be attaching, it's like the part that it needs some kind of gap for this wire that holds the piece to be able to go through. And you can either create one in the back like I did here, or you can create it by like when you incorporate your weaving design, you leave space for the chain to easily go through. Here's the example. It easily goes through like that. So I always try to make sure I have enough space up here at the top and not too much like clutter of the wire. Okay. So I actually prefer to put that in the background. Happy New Year, health, wealth, success, prosperity, and spiritual growth to you. Thank you, Black News and Views. I appreciate it. Happy to have you here. We're just freestyling today, and I'm kind of just narrating how I go about my freestyles. If you got any questions, let me know. Hopefully, you're able to freestyle, while watching this video. Just sketch you something up and create as I'm creating. So now that I'm here, I already know what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut this off eventually, but for now, I'll just cut it like right here. And I'll grab my 24 gauge wire and wrap these two together so that it's no longer open. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's a Freestyle Friday today. I'm not like, I don't know if I'll be able to do them every Friday, but it definitely feels good to freestyle on Friday. Especially since I've gotten like really caught up with my Etsy orders. I've been kind of slammed since the holidays and the New Year and stuff. And I just got to a spot where I was able to clear a lot of that energy out. And man, freestyling is such a gift because it's like a little treat. There's not always time to do it, but whenever I can make time to do it, it's really enjoyable. Thank you, Nina. Also, I'm glad everybody's back in. I don't know what was going on the last live stream, but I'm happy to have you guys here watching. Oh, yeah. I wonder what you ordered. I'll have to look over that to see. And thank you so much for supporting, Nina. It means the world to me. This is what I do full time, so I love to have the support in any way that you can. I stepped away and came back to silence. I was like, no, she rapped. No way she rapped anything that fast. Haha. Yeah. Well, okay. I'm glad that you guys can hear it and all that. So now that I have this like extended arm, it's up to you what you want to do with it. You could have even bent it backwards and created like a little bell in the back, like how I have this one. But I don't really need it because I know that I'm going to use my weavings in this way to put the wire underneath it. So that way, like, when they're wearing it, it's flat against their chest and not like that or anything. So I'm going to just cut it. I'm going to cut it short, like right here. One little technique that I like to keep in mind, I could have cut it up here, but I try to keep this clear so that my weavings have something to hook onto without too much clutter at the top of the piece. But it can be done in any way, even if you did have it up there. But this is our frame, the bases of our frame. And we hope for it to look something like that. When you're creating a frame, you have to create a structure for it. So now that we have our frame, something like that, we want to create some backbone for it. That way, our stone, as we wrap, we might get to a point where our stone is sitting inside of our frame. We don't want it to fall through. We want something to catch it. So for that, we use half round wire. And the half round is, I'm not going to use the 14. I'm going to use, well, you can use 14, but I like to use smaller wire and save the bigger wire for the weaving patterns on the top. I'm going to use some 16 gauge. And you can get creative. You don't have to just do these lines. You could also do like, if you wanted to have like a spiral, you could like create something like this that also holds the stone. I don't think I have an example of that. Oh, well, this one kind of has that type of deal, and that held the stone up. But I did reinforce it with a flat one at some point. But I'll just use this one. And I'm not going to put it at this part. Maybe I'll explain that later. I'm going to try to connect it down here. Oh, yeah. And yeah, I'm just like, I'm making sure the flat side faces up. You don't want the round side to face up because you want the flat side of this stone to sit in the flat side of, to sit on the flat side of this half round wire. That way it's easily laying down. And make sure you get likes on the stream if you're just joining in. Appreciate you being here. Okay. Yes. Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so here's what the frame is looking like right now. And if you're wondering why this wire is a little darker, it's just because it's been oxidized. Like, polishing pad can easily shine that back up. I sell these polishing pads on my website too, if you need some. Okay, so now the first part I'm gonna add is my coil, because the coil is gonna help me. Okay, one thing to keep in mind is that, like, this, since this stone is see-through, we can kind of see the wire through the back. And it seems kind of like a big frame, which I like because I wanted this to be bigger anyways. So let's see. It's gonna be looking like this. So I'm gonna start a coil up like that. And ideally it will look like, I'm not gonna use this one, but this will give us an example of what it'll look like. Except, I don't know if I want to use, I think I would like to use this type of coil. It's the same coil, but this has a third element to it, the 24 going through the grooves of the coil. I think I would rather use this without that, because it's like, it's more bulky. I don't know. It does look nice though, but we'll see. I'll start my coil first, and then we'll figure that out. So this might be repetitive if you've already seen how to make these coils, but yeah, I'm gonna try to do that as quick as I can because I don't have one prepared already. So if I had some tunes playing, that would be great. But actually, some tunes, if they're live performances, I can get away with those sometimes. So like, I was listening to a nice reggae live show this morning, which had me really hyped and ready to do this video too, by Benjamin Vaughn, aka Midnight, aka Aka Beka. I think that's how you say that one. He had a really nice live stream. I mean, a really nice live show from 2004. He's like a really nice reggae artist from the Virgin Islands. And the energy, it just feels like, what it feels like to wire rap. That's what the energy of his music feels like. Thank you. Thank you, Lynn. Yeah, you know, This is like math. I really liked math in school. And wire wrapping can be a lot like math. Reggae is a vibe. Yes. Next time, I'm going to do a live stream probably where I don't even talk and I just rap and have some music playing in the background. Because I like to do those. Sometimes I do those on Instagram Live. Oh, yes. Okay. Thanks, Andre. Yeah. So I'm selling jewelry to a friend named Erica Johnson here in St. Louis. She just opened a new store location in St. Charles. I was selling my jewelry at her old store, but now I'm selling it. Of course, I'm still selling, like, I've sold it to her to resell at her new storefront. So if you are in St. Louis, her store is called Juice EJ. Juice EJ. The EJ stands for Erica Johnson. And she has wonderful natural juices as well as my jewelry, other jewelry, crystals, plants, and clothing, all of that good stuff. And Andre works there. Also, Erica is a Taurus, and the store has like a really nice Taurian kind of feel. It feels like Earth Goddess vibes in that store. John Brown's Body from Jamaica, about years. I had never heard of them. I need to look into that. Also, you guys, let me know, like, when do you think would be a good time to do, and if you're watching this on the replay, you can leave a comment, but in the live chat, when do you think would be a good time to do a interactive live stream? And please let me know if you would you get on camera, or would you prefer to just have your icon and speak? Or would you get on camera to show any of the creations that you've created so far? And if so, just tell me what day of the week typically works well for you, or what time of the day works well for you, so I can organize that. Because maybe we'll have a commonality. I know everyone has different schedules. I know the evening time might be better for most people. Yeah, I'm going to check that out, Lynn, because it's nothing like live reggae music. Live reggae music is like the best concert experience ever. This should just about be enough for our coil. Yeah, that's what I think. A little bit more. Okay, I'm gonna cut it here. Hopefully that gives us enough. And my coil kind of broke, but it's okay. It's okay if your coil breaks like this. You could just unravel it really at the top. But even if not, it doesn't matter. So this is my 30 gauge around my 24 gauge. I'm about to make a coil like such. And the base of it will be the 19 gauge square wire. That's 18. And AWG stands for like American Wire Gauge, I think. I don't know. Either way, if you see AWG, it's just talking about the gauge. This coil looks a little funky to me. I'll fix that. Yeah, that AWG. Because at first when I started rapping, I was like, what does that mean? Because you might go to like a hardware store or something too and see AWG. So it's just good to know like what it means in case you need to know. Thanks again for watching, guys, and being interactive in the chat, and for liking and yeah, just showing love. Thank you for being here. I hope that you guys are also rapping as well, because it's a great day to rap, you know. Okay, so this is kind of a big coil. It'll be all right. I don't necessarily like the way this looks at the front because I'm kind of perfectionistic. So I'm just going to unravel it a bit and cut that off. I'm going to cut it. I'm going to pull this wire. And then I'm going to cut it here. It dropped. I'm going to wrap it a few times to secure it. I have something in my cart in your shop I'll check out today. Yay! Yeah, and if you want, use the code 15OFF for a discount. 15OFF, all caps. Okay, yes, there it is. That's the core. It's still there. The coil, did you keep the core you wrapped on to the... Hold on, I'm trying to see what you're saying. Did you keep the core you wrapped on to with the drill? You talking about this one right here? Yes, 15 off for that discount. So this is going to give it like a floating effect. The core inside of the 30 gauge. Yeah, that's 24 gauge right here. And it was in the mouth of the drill. I'm trying to answer that for you. It kind of broke off a little bit, but as you can see, like when I'm creating that coil, I have the 24 gauge with the 30 gauge started just a little bit, and I put that in the mouth so that it pinches both wires, and then I start it up and it starts wrapping the 30 gauge around the 24, and I scrunch it down, and then I just keep going like that, if that answers your question. So the way I sketched this, I wanted it to have like a slightly like floating effect, like right here where it looks like it's floating a little bit. So in order to do that, when we place the stone, it's going to be like that on the, instead of like completely inside of the frame, it'll be going a little bit outside of the frame, making it an abstract design. So what helps to hold it in place, because there's no glue or anything, is to position the wire that's going to be like hugging it to be in place. We want to get this piece on first. That way I can then put the stone in there and start to wrap around it. Because sometimes once your stone is in there, then you're going to like, it's going to inspire you because it looks so pretty to like see what you want to do next. So I like to put the wire in how I want it, the one that's going to help to hold the stone in place. That way I don't have to worry about holding it down as I'm wrapping. So this is going to be like, yeah, and if you can see the difference, I really like the way this looks versus this one for this design, because it accentuates the stone a little bit more. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this out so I can just feel more free and not have to worry about it slipping through and falling before it's been secured all the way. And I'm going to bend this piece back like this. And I'm probably going to cut this a little shorter to just get it out the way. And then like I want to make sure that this is covering the frame right here instead of like being like that, unless you want that design. But I want to cover it to kind of make the frame invisible in some places. And we can even have it lifted off just a little bit. It doesn't have to be like super tight to the frame. And you don't want to do too many layers going this way with this wire, because it'll make the stone have to sit on it in a way that is like not flat like how the frame is. So you could even have tried to get it to go around this way, but let's see what we can do. I'm just gonna do like one. That'll be good enough for me. One little wraparound, that's good enough for me. And then even if it is showing a little bit in the background, we can, now that we have it hooked on there at least, we can begin to maneuver it how we need it to be maneuvered. Like I want it to come more this way, so I'm going to pinch it over like that. That adjusted it. I didn't want it to be too far in this way. I wanted it to be closer to the outer frame, so I pinched it to come that way. And then once I got exactly where I want it, then I can tighten this up even more so that it doesn't move so much. So and as you can see, I shaped this coil before I put it on there, but it's all up to you. This could have still been straight, and then I could have shaped it, but I shaped it so that I could see how it'll hug the frame, the stone. And I might even bring things up just a little bit more. Is it possible for you to create a heart pendant with 2 small stones or crystals in the center? Let me write that down. For a video request. A heart pendant with 2 small stones in the center. That is possible. Do you want it to look like... Okay, yeah. Do you want that as a custom order, or do you want it as a video lesson? And then do you want it to be framed like this? Okay. Oh, wait. Okay, as an order, yeah. I do have a lot of orders right now. I'm really backed up. But if you're serious about that, it's easiest to get in contact with me through Instagram. But I also have a contact me section on my website where you can reach out, and it'll go to my email. But yes, that is definitely possible. And I need to clear more space to freestyle because I love freestyling and making custom orders. I just get so locked up with Etsy sometimes. Okay, this is how I want this to be for sure. I love the look of this already. Okay, so I'm gonna cut it. I'm going to unravel this. Yes, contact me through the website. That's cool. You could do that. And my website and my email is connected to it. Also, akinnel@gmail.com is my website. You can screenshot this. 1, 2, 3, snap. Okay. This stone is so pretty. It's really so pretty. I love moonstone. I really do. If you want your wire to... I usually try not to let it just drop, but if it just drops, it's okay. You can clean it up after you're creating. Okay. So then I bend this. Every time I have that flat weave, I always bend it back so that it can connect to the frame. So you know the next step is going to be to bend this back like that. And let's get it connected to the frame. Probably only going to need it to wrap around like one good time. Yes. Yeah, I need to make some labradorite freestyles. This is a really cool piece of labradorite. Look at that. I love those iridescent stones. But I definitely need to make a whole bunch of freestyles soon. I got some... what is this called again? Dang, how did I forget? This is the stone of Dominican Republic. Lemire. If you know it, write it in the comments. I forgot how I can't believe I forgot the name of it. And then I have some tanzanite too. Larimar. Thank you. That was Larimar, yes. And then this is tanzanite. I didn't expect them to send me a piece this big. It's pretty chunky. I love tanzanite though. It's a very gentle stone. You gotta be This is so big though, it'll be nice and strong, but like this one cracks pretty easily. You can already see like beneath the surface. It goes through a little pressure to get into these shapes. Okay. Trying to make sure I'm reading y'all comments. Yes, Larimar is a cool one. I have a few Dominican friends, and they're always talking about that's the stone for their country. So keep in mind there is a little space which I like, because we're gonna put the necklace cord through there at the end. And if we want to just make sure that that is a sure thing, we can just kind of create it right there. Okay. So next, I am going to get some square wire going for my next weaving design. This is a long video, guys. This is a long live stream. I don't expect everybody to sit through it, but it'll be here for the replay. If you do sit through it, awesome. So I'm gonna get two 19 gauges, about this long. I'm gonna wrap around it with my 30 gauge wire. I bet mining stones can get crazy. Yay, I'm glad you got some, Terry, that you got some new cabs. So whenever I'm doing like this kind of design, this weaving pattern, oh yeah, I'm wrapping the 30 around the two 19 gauge square wires to create a flat kind of weaving pattern that I like to use. Ooh, you know what? I always do this. I want to get a little creative right now. So what I'm going to do, sometimes I get a little, like, sometimes I do the same things, and I like to try to keep things funky. We're going to do a little weaving pattern this time, because sometimes I'm like, I'm going to do this one, and this one. And I'm like, no, it's a freestyle, right? So let's get creative. So what I did is I opened it up, and I'm wrapping it. At first, to start it, I wrapped it around both, but now I'm just wrapping it around one, perhaps 4 times. I know if I do this kind of weaving, Andre's going to really like that, because he loves to do those types of weaves. I could try it out. I guess I'll get a little funky with this piece. Okay, now I'm just gonna do 2, squish, 1, 2, squish, 1. Sorry, let's get this in the camera better. One, 2. One thing I like about the 30 gauge, using the 30 gauge with the 19 gauge square, the 19 gauge square is pretty strong. So once you open it like this, it's not going to be moving too much. And the 30 is so light that it's not going to make it move out of place on you. So it'll make for a nice, neat weaving pattern like this one. The more smaller and detailed it is a lot of times, the neater you can make things look. I don't know what this pattern is called, but it's like, it gives like a webby kind of design. And it's very easy to do. And you don't have to just do 2. You can do 1, I think, or you could do 3 times if you want the spaces in between to be bigger. But I'm doing 1 around once, around twice, under to the next side. Once, around twice, and then under to the next side. And over once, over twice, to the next side, over once, over twice. As you see, it's creating this cool little pattern. Let me read your comments. Yeah. A bit more. I'll keep everything tight. So let's see where we might like to fit this in. Now it's giving some like Spider-Woman vibes, Spider-Man. Like I might just have this underneath and do stuff over the top of it, honestly. Let's see. That's what I think I'll do. You got to be careful when you're using these rind needle nose pliers with this 30 gauge wire. If you pinch on the top of it, it will like break it. It'll cut it because this is such a thin wire. So you got to try to just grip the base that doesn't have the 30 gauge wire over it. And our main objective is to just hook it. Now, let me take this stone out. I'm going to try to hook it around this. That's why it's good to have these in the back too, because it gives you another place to hook instead of the outer frame. So I'm going to spread it out like that. And I'm going to hook this one underneath here. And like, honestly, like I am a little curious to know why you guys wire wrap. Like, of course, I'm wire wrapping for everything, for creativity, to learn about myself, life, things that are possible, to sustain myself. You know, it's crazy how you could literally do something that brings you joy. You could do that, you know, that could be your profession. So I really, you know, I enjoy this time with you guys and being able to rap and show you my methods and stuff, because like you never know what this will turn into for you. Now this is very like I've never done something like this one. There is so much creative energy in the air right now. I have been on the go. I've been having fun, doing a lot of fun stuff. Like yesterday, I worked. I did I get outside? I don't know, but I did go to yoga, and I went skating. It was a lot of fun. It was a very fun day yesterday. So here, I'm just gonna cut. Yeah, me too, Terry. That's why I had to stay active. You know, just life is like such a... You gotta be doing many things at once in life to stay balanced. Okay, this one I'm just going to kind of cut and bend backwards. And fold that in somewhere. That half round came in handy. All right. How cool. Yes, get started today if you can. You can definitely make money from it. If you have family members who love you, I'm sure they will just buy it just because of that. And then friends, like you'd be surprised how many people will show you support for what you're doing, and especially strangers too. I'm so glad you're able to do a direct channel those energies. I went to yoga yesterday too, whoop whoop, for sure, and creating scratches that what if itch that we all had as children but lose as we age, for sure. Got to keep that going. All right, so now I think I'm gonna come in with some half round 14 gauge. This could be very fun. The 14 can be very fun. Especially when it's polished, it just shines so beautifully. Look at that. Look at that. So now, once you have your bottom frame, basically what you do with the top creates the top frame. And I don't want to lose track of this curve that I made in my initial design. So I want to do something to have that little cool little curve. So I'm thinking sometimes that half round gets out of whack. So you got to take your flat nose pliers and just fold it flat again, flatten it out. Because when you're twisting it horizontally, it can try to turn in a weird way. Okay, let's see. I'm telling you, Moonstone really brings out the creativity. Like, this is raw copper wire from Rio Grande, and this is the number. If you type in 132600 into Rio Grande, it'll come up. But it's half round, 14 gauge, 16 ounce roll. You can order the quantity that you want, though. I'm not quite sure if I'm gonna go with this just yet. If you lose the patina, it's like you can always make copper look how you want. You just really need polishing pads and cleaner. But if, like, when you wanted to, it's gonna always be getting dark. So as it gets dark, you can, like, this one was darker before I started the video. It looked closer to this. So for the video, I just polished it up to make it light, but it still stays dark inside of the cracks and the crevices. So the patina still kind of remains. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do something like, you can, if you want to get that curve even more defined, we're gonna come in with our round nose pliers and hold it in place and just bend it a little bit more. It can be tricky to hold it, but it's not that tricky. And then we just flatten it back out. Yeah, polishing pads are the best thing ever. I have a rolling mill in the back too that I use to polish pieces with as well. I'm trying to see, what is she trying to do? I am really feeling it. Moonstone has like a super electrifying kind of feel to it. So do I want it there, or do I want it like more in? This is definitely like an abstract piece. Yeah, you don't need a rolling mill. Oh, a roller. Like a buffing wheel, or you don't need a lot to start off. Just start and you'll get stuff as you go on. You're welcome, Empress. I'm still trying to figure this out, what I'm gonna do here, y'all. I might even, A leaf, I've never done a leaf. I have to stretch. This might be too thick. I have some really thick half-round wire. I don't even know what gauge this is. I think it's 12 gauge. It might be too thick. Cause I want a really cute like curve. I want a really cute curve to go right here. I don't know if I want to use the coil for it or if I want to use the coil or some wire like this. Yeah, I might use the coil. So sometimes if you just like skip if you just move on to a different part of the design, then come back to the other stuff, the ideas clear up a little bit. But for this one, I think I would want to use that 24 gauge wire. Okay. Yeah, because I just like it. I like it for this one. Oh. I got a lot of little thoughts going through my head. Of only snug beats to the yeah, 12 gauge is not easy to bend. What you guys see me doing right now is I'm just trying to see what I'm gonna do down here. And sometimes when I'm figuring that out, I just need to cut little pieces to float the ideas around in my mind. Thank you, Andre. Thank you. Man, it's so fun to freestyle, especially with Moonstone. Sometimes I like, oh, let me move the camera. Sometimes I like the flat look too. And when it has little marks on it, I just sand it. We'll see what the moonstone is demanding. The art of freestyling. You never know what will come about. Oh, I never connected this. Yeah, it wants to be there. It's like, move everything aside for me so I can lay down right there. The birds are chirping. I don't know if you guys can hear them. The weather has been feeling like summertime. Okay, maybe, well, actually, yeah, yesterday did feel like summertime. I think we even had a tornado warning because of how warm it got in the Midwest. So I have my door open right now, my patio door. I'm gonna wrap this around this wire and the inside right here, and put some put some likes on the stream if you haven't liked the stream already. Sorry, I'm trying to keep it on the camera. That's why I like to have different wires in the back, because it gives you more opportunities to secure your wire to it outside of just the frame, because like then it makes it less visible. I'm just flattening it down. That's pretty cool. Right. So I guess we didn't need that one. Because it looks nice to have some more like flat textures going down. This one would have sat up more than I wanted it to. So this is a nice like flat type of texture. And then now let's come back with this one and see how it looks next to it. What we're doing is we're creating like various textures. That is kind of what the image was looking like. It was like, I didn't know what was going to be going on down there, but do I want it to be... It's like I'm trying to figure... And sometimes you need to just connect it and then figure it out. I want to bend it right at the frame. Man, this is a funky piece. I'm actually gonna just hook it to the other side of the frame. Thank you for the additional likes, y'all. Also, make sure you're connected on Instagram. Every once in a while, I do a giveaway on Instagram, and I draw the names of the winners. You don't want to miss out on that. Moonstone. She's got it going on. I guess it'll be right here. So funky. So funky. This is still not secure, so I gotta just get that out the way. I'm gonna leave this open. I could attach it right here, but I think I might want to wrap some like wire around that or something later. So I'm going to attach it on this new bar that we just created. Another thing is you can like make your designs extend past the frame too. Like I could have done something like, you can do something like this to where it makes your frame longer. It doesn't have to just be right at the frame. Okay. I want to secure this now. I want to see how I'm going to secure this stone. And in order to do that, like this one, I secured it by wrapping this around it. So I will be needing likely this one. Now I could try to make a prong, a single leg prong, by doing one of these. Like something like that. And if I did that, I would cut it. Like a little triangle. I kind of like that. I'm kind of feeling that, guys. We'll see. Okay, Terry. Yeah, Andre, we are outside of the box today. Oh, that is so nice. I really like that. Ooh, I like that. It's just like a... Let me read these comments. Like, if you sewed 5 of the kits, hold a Zoom class for those 5. Thank you so much, Terry. That is an amazing idea. And Andre, if you can screenshot Terry's comments and send it to me, I would greatly appreciate that. Oof. I love this. It's like, oh my God. I'm like, oh my gosh. I love this so much that I'm like, do I even want to sell this piece? I might want this piece for myself. There's something about Moonstone that I really admire. Okay. I admire the Moonstone so much. I love that idea, Terry. I have sold kits before, like when I taught the class in person. I really did not see what you saw in that stone, but the setting really brings it out. Yeah, right? Look at that. Ooh! That is so abstract. I don't usually choose favorites, but Moonstone might be a favorite. So what I've created is like a hook. I'm creating pressure so that it hooks this Moonstone in. And it needs to be at the right angle for the visual aspect as well as for the purpose of securing the stone. And making this as tight as we can so that don't move out the way. It's not that tight right now. Gotta tighten it. Yeah. I have some beautiful pieces of pewter site. Okay. Oh, yeah. Look at that, y'all. Look at that. The focus is like crazy, but it's pretty. It's hooked in there. It's secure. I might come back with something else because this is like, if anyone were to peel that back, it could loosen it. So I might have to secure it in a additional way. But like as right now, if I drop it, it's staying in there, which we love. Ugh, what a beauty. Purple Haze Sunstone is such a beautiful one. A bidding war? I am down for a bidding war. I've never done one of those. So I know biddings are cool. So we could do a bidding war. That could be fun. I I want to do a live stream. I just never know if I have enough people who are interested in like live bidding to do one. But I would love to do a live stream and bid on it. Seems like Facebook is a nice place for that. But if YouTube is a nice place, then we'll do that too. Okay. So now I'm going to add more. I don't know what else to add. I kind of do. It's so pretty the way it is. I might add a little flat wire. Sometimes this can't fit. That 12 gauge can just cover up so much of the behind the scenes. It's just a matter of fitting it in to hook in. And once it's polished, it's such a beautiful gauge. The 12 gauge is so beautiful. I'm surprised you guys can't hear the birds. In one of my videos, I had my wall thing was beeping, the fire thing, and everyone heard it. And I'm like, people have hawk ears. If I can do this, I will, because I love this gauge. It makes my job easier. I just don't know if it will fit. Look at that. You can almost see your reflection in it. Yes, it's been an amazing flow. Thanks, Andre. If I can get it in right here, we will. But I'll tell you that 12 gauge is stubborn. So you have to adjust it outside of the piece so that you don't compromise other parts of the design that were there first. You gotta deal with 12 gauge a little bit differently because it's so hard-headed. Jeez. Okay. What a beauty. Okay. Okay. Yes, you guys can click on Andre's thing. He has a channel as well. Like you can see his shorts and videos, and he probably has his Instagram link to his channel. He made a lapis lazuli pendant, and then I made a chain for it that he has for sale too. It's a really nice piece. And many more. I actually have one of Andre's pieces here. This is one of Andre's pieces. This is like a blue kyanite, and I think that's white topaz. It has like the infinity symbol and the twisted wires. Very cool piece. Okay. I'm going to connect this. I like that. This gives it this adds a soft masculine element to it because it's so big and bold. But it's also it's so cool. It's still like, this is the moonstone energy. I love wrapping moonstone for sure. It is such a cool, very cool stone to wrap. I don't always do layers with this 12 gauge because of how thick it is, but let's see what we can do to secure it. You really have to like just tighten the, when you're doing this 12 gauge, the frame is a thinner gauge than this 12 gauge, so it can manipulate the frame. So you really just have to work with just the wire and making it fit the frame properly, because you don't want to bend your frame out of whack trying to get the 12 gauge to do what you want it to do. Okay, I don't like that top part so much, the space. It's a little better. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. And the scratches I made can just be sanded over. Then I have to do this one. I'm just gonna do something. This is gonna be a little harder to secure, so I might just fold it back and hook it slightly. Because it is such a thick wire. But it's not moving. It's such a thick wire, it's not moving. Who's reading the comments? Awesome. So now we just do little minor detailing. This feels very secure. I could do something to minorly secure it that's like not super visible, or I could do something that is super visible, like ooh, that's kind of cute. I think that'll be it right there. This will secure it. What do you guys think? And it's nice and subtle. Most of the stone is still being displayed. I am gonna oxidize, and I think I'll do that live. This is, hey, this is a long video. People are gonna be like, what? 30 hours long? Yeah. Thank you so much. It's really like a game, too. It's like playing one of the funnest games ever. Yeah, we give thanks that we're able to share in this day and age, in this digital age. We're able to share so much about the things that we do. I always make sure there's nothing too sharp in the back because that's the part that might be touching someone's skin or clothing. You want to just make sure it's nice and smooth it out. I need it to come up a little bit more. You can't hear that bird. Can you guys hear that bird? Ooh. Oh, yeah. I want it to go under this big wire. Sometimes you gotta shape it ahead of time to easily make it go underneath. And then catch it. Just trying to see where I'm gonna hook it. You don't want to overwork the smaller gauges of wire because they'll break on you. So it's just about done. Hey, Lester. We're just about done. I might want to cover something up right here. Maybe with the other side of a half round wire, like how I did here. But also when I oxidize it and polish it, it'll be like kind of, it won't be a distraction or anything. So when I'm doing the finishing touches, I try to work maybe with like, I like this gap kind of too. On the finishing touches, like sometimes I just work with the half round wire because that fills in gaps really nicely. So I will be working with the 16 gauge. I have even thinner half round wire too, but I often don't do a lot with those. Because the thinner wire can get into the places that you need it to get into. With a little help. But if it doesn't, I gotta find somewhere else to put it. I'm just gonna hook this. And thank you guys for staying with me and, you know, watching this behind the scenes process. I'm just about done with this piece. The final steps will be to oxidize it, polish it, and chain it up. And if you got any questions, feel free to ask. If you haven't liked the stream already, like it. Can also share it, even if it's just to a family member or a friend. And what's the other thing you can do? Subscribe. I might just hook it around right here and then under this big piece. Mm. 24. Gonna take some 24 gauge and wrap it around right here. See how that looks. Just to play with that back frame. It may or may not look good, but it adds a cute little simple coil design. I appreciate you, Lynn. Yes. Okay, I'll hydrate. Earlier, when I started, if we can get 3 more likes, that would be great. Earlier, when I started, I was feeling I wasn't feeling lightheaded, but I felt something. I was like, I don't know what I'm feeling this for. So I opened the door to get some fresh air flowing through here, and I loosened my ponytail because sometimes that's the problem. And then I drank some water too. Feeling great now. Yeah, I like that. I feel like in my dream last night, I was in Brazil, which is definitely a place I would like to go. There's a lot of wire wrappers in Brazil. They tend to work with a lot of silver down there, or up there, wherever it is. They work with a lot of silver, and they have a really cool, elaborate technique in Brazil. So I'm sure when I go, I'll probably meet some wire wrappers in Brazil. I have met a wire wrapper too when I was in Peru. South America, they're really into this art form, so it's really nice to see the way they do it. It doesn't happen often, Lynn. It did last year because I was dehydrated at one point. But do you have any sketches you recommend for your hands after long wrapping sessions? Oh, stretches. The screen is a little far away from me, and I wear glasses usually, so that's why I was like, But I don't know if I have any stretches. I do a lot with my hands in general, but my friend told me that I need to start doing hand soaks. So I think that I'll take some time today to do a hand soak. Put some herbs in it and stuff. Essential oils. This is so pretty. I'm just looking at it. Like, what? Some warm water, essential oils. But I'm always moving my hands. I do yoga. I still have a little sensation right here from this injury I had in August. So I've been trying to do what I can to keep that hand strengthened. Maybe I'll share a video about that injury. The gory part. It was very gory. Yeah, they do use yarn pendants too. I think it's like macrame. Okay, just about done. I'm deciding if I want to put something up here to fill the gap, but also like the gap. It's a unique gap. Unique gap. I might keep it open if I did put something in it, because like this piece is like really closed. It has a little gap though, like right there. Yeah, moringa oil is the truth. Sometimes I make like a really cool design with the wire that looks like my own little language. Could do something like that. That just makes it even more like, this keeps it a little bit more simple. This makes it Do you guys have any exciting things for the new year? Whether it be resolutions or habits that you want to, or projects. I don't think I want to do it. Just keep it a little bit more simple. This is what I'm talking about when I do those like cool little language stuff. Reorganizing the arts and craft stuff. At this point, my goal is to remember to breathe. The reality of life can be a real downer with politics and such. Yeah. Breathing, I might do something like this. That's kind of cute. Yeah. That's why I do yoga. I just started getting into it like last year, and life do be lifing sometimes, so it is important to stay grounded in the ways that you know best. That is importante. So I'm gonna add this last little piece. Kind of invented this style of design that I like to do on certain pieces every once in a while. I just want this to be a little thinner. Well, we'll see. We'll see if I add this, if it wants to cooperate. It's getting a little funky. I'm also getting hungry, so that is something that I'm gonna have to take care of. The first one was so easy. It's always like that. Now it's all like, I don't know if I want to do it or not. It's so nice. That looks like some Aztec type of stuff. But what I like to do when I have this kind of design is I like to polish it and make it look really flat. Oh, yeah. I could probably do a lesson on these. These are so cool. It gives it like a calligraphy kind of feel. And what I would do is I would make this part of my bell at the top that the wire hangs through, because this is like kind of too thin now, that gap for it. Give me a few more likes if you haven't liked the stream. Yeah, I'm vibing with that. You guys will be I don't know if this is going on the website or not. I feel like this piece might be something that I wear. And that always happens with Moonstone. It's so crazy. It's just such a nice... I love freestyling Moonstone. I love it so much that it doesn't always make it to the general public. It does not always make it. It's gonna be a little tricky to secure. Not that tricky, but I gotta position myself all crazy. I thought I was done earlier, but the gap wanted to be filled. This is so fire. To rotate it down a little bit. If it'll let me. Looks like it wants to stay up high. Ooh! I just accidentally bent it out of place. Did something I didn't want to do all the way with it. And it's so tight back here that it doesn't want to. Yeah, the tedious part, you guys. This is the tedious part of the process. I'm trying to loosen this back here just a little so I can rotate, push it down. There we go. Because it was too far up. Okay. Now, try to tighten it back up. Without breaking it, the wire. Okay. And you definitely got to breathe through this. Remember to breathe while you're creating. Lord. Okay. Where to connect. That way, it has the necklace will go. My stomach just growled. The necklace will go through here at the top. It's getting intense. It is so intense. Like, it is so intense. I love that. Drink makes love it right there. I'm trying to catch up on your comments. Yes, fix that ring, Terry. Because that adds to your skill. Like, you know how many people need their jewelry to be repaired? And just knowing how to wire wrap, like, you can literally repair. I've repaired people's jewelry before. And if you start getting into soldering and stuff, that's an even bigger bonus. Because people have some of their most sentimental favorite pieces that may have broken that they want you to repair. So it's really nice to have that skill under your belt. This is not the best place to connect, but it's okay. I'm gonna sand it down. And then I'm going to just attach this to the coil so that it's not loose, like, in any way. It's pretty firm, but, like, I'm done. And now I'm going, what gauge wire, Isabel? Hey. So there's a lot of gauges. This is like 12. This one is 19 gauge square wire. We've got some 16 gauge half round in there. Various places. This is 16 gauge half round on the back side. But if you catch the replay, you'll see. So now that I'm done, my last little step is going to be some reinforcements that I make with some 24 gauge. I might need 30, but let's see. I want to tie this in closer. I might use 30 gauge because 30 gauge is more invisible. Since I don't like solder stuff so much, you gotta find another way to make things stick. Yeah, that's like hardly noticeable. And then in the back, since this is such a thin wire, I'm going to twist them together so that they have a stronger chance. Just pinching and twisting. Give me one more like, y'all. On my end, I see 19. So I'm really just trying to get to 20 at least. And then I'll be cutting it soon. Some people wire weave, like have weaving, they weave their frames so that in the back, they have designs in the back too. I don't really do that, but I think that's pretty cool too. To be able to have, it just requires a lot more thought, like that you have to think about ahead of time, I think. I don't mind how they look in the back. This is like the surgical part of it all. Where you have to put on your doctor coat. I hope I didn't just create a weird little knot there. I kind of did. I'm sure electricians have to do some stuff like this. Almost done, y'all. Almost done with this part. I need to just tie a knot. Because this part got a little messier than I like. And I could have just tied a knot. I didn't think about that. She said you're glued to the screen. Yeah, this is like so intense. Okay. And the fact that that's moving is like, what? Why is it moving? I need to then... The moonstone is playing with me now. It's like, it's not over yet. You gotta put in some more work. But if you like if you have a lot of mental energy and just you like figuring stuff out and problem solving and all of that, then yeah, you're gonna enjoy wire wrapping, because wire wrapping is perfect for that. Okay. Now it's not moving. I probably did more than I needed to. I don't like how thick that is, and I can't sand it too much because of it's a small wire. It could break it. It would be crazy if I just cut that out. But what I can do is I can go over it with something smoother to protect it from coming in contact with anything. So, yay, we got that 20th like, y'all. Thank you. I kind of want this to be over, and it's almost over. I'm just gonna go over that right there, because it's just, I don't want that to ever unravel on the person who has this piece, because some people are rougher than others. So like, and you know, they might be in the gym, traveling the world. Who knows where this one is gonna end up? It might end up with me because I really like this design a lot. But I'm just covering up that little mess that I made. But it was necessary because I was doing it to secure the bell part to the coil in the front. I'm sorry. Gotta realign. I can't wait to eat. I'm gonna finish my salmon and quinoa, wild rice. Okay. That's perfect. Okay, it's done. Yes, it is done. It is done. So the next step, I have to oxidize it. So stick around if you want to see that. I'm gonna grab the stuff that is required to oxidize it, and then I'm gonna grab and then I'll clean it and polish it. I'm not gonna do this on camera because I need to do it by my sink, but I use the liver of sulfur. Yeah, it stinks. It smells like eggs, and you don't want to get it on your skin or anything. So I'm gonna do it by my sink. But it's the liver of sulfur XL gel, 4 ounce from Rio Grande. 331033 is the number that you could type into their website to find it. And I'm gonna put it in this jar with warm water. I'm gonna stick this in it. I'll probably show you guys that part, but I'm gonna go load it up really quick so you can. I'll show you how this turns dark. Okay, so we have the liver of sulfur solution mixed with warm water, and this is the pre-dip, this is the raw. When you put it in there, it turns dark. It's already, the warmer the water is, the darker it turns, the quicker. So that's it. That part at the bottom is still light because I used some enameled copper wire that has a clear coating on it that stops it. But the rest of the wire is not enameled. So now I'm going to go put this. You can put, after you dip it in here, you can put it in baking soda and water if you want. Or to like, that neutralizes everything. Or you can just rinse it off with some soap and water. You don't want to touch this stuff though. It's like toxic or something. I don't know. It's not good to have it on your skin. And then I'm gonna polish it, which I would usually do with my rolling mill. But if I can polish it with the polishing pad a little bit, I'll show you guys that method. So you can use steel wool to do this as well. That's actually what I should use. I haven't done that in so long because I have a rolling mill. So I am going to just take you guys to the back room. It's kind of messy back there, so don't judge. But we're going to go back there so you can see how quickly the not rolling mill, I keep calling it rolling mill, the buffer can polish it to be. So this is my buffer. And I had to plug it up. It's not plugged up. If you don't have a buffer, you should use steel wool, or wool of steel, or whatever it's called, to remove, to create the cool patina look. This looks so cool, even in just all black like that, with that cool moonstone. So this is like a dangerous tool too. Like, it can be dangerous. If you have chain, it can get caught up in there and be flying around. So you gotta be careful with this. I've cut myself before because I had something connected to a chain and it was a sharp obsidian moon and it just like slid. Thankfully it didn't hit my face or eyes or anything. But yeah, it's not so bad with just this. So I kind of have to hold this like, hopefully you guys can see. This would be a quick process. And then I use my polishing compound. It's a brown polishing compound to put on the wheel when it starts up. And I hope you can see that. Yeah. Okay. So here's what it looks like. And whatever didn't get polished, I'll handle that with the polishing pads. It tried to move my little prong out the way a little bit, so I might have to reinforce that some. But that is, well, now I will rinse it once again with soap and water, and then I'll polish it, and that'll be the second to last step. The very last step is putting it on a chain. BRB. I'll let you guys look at these or something. Okay. We'll never get a chance to buy it. I know. Oh, Lord. I love this piece. Is there any stones that you cannot dip into the solution? So, I think you can dip mostly all of them. But some of the most sensitive stones are, I know lapis lazuli is sensitive to citric acid. And selenite is a salt, basically. So the more selenite gets wet, the more it dissolves, breaks down. But you could still put it in there maybe for a second. I don't know. But as you can see, I didn't need to keep this in there very long. The polishing pad just gets it a certain type of shiny that is really nice. Some people use these tumble machines where they put like these pieces of metal in it and some soap and water, and they put the pieces in there and it tumbles for a long time and gets it very shiny like this all around. Those are cool. I never invested in one. If I had one, I'd probably use it, but I just think that my buffer is very fast, speedy. And I think that these polishing pads can be very speedy too, so I just have stuck with these. I gotta make sure that's not moving. But yeah, it's pretty strong. This piece is so beautiful. It's definitely an attention grabber. This might be Earth Angel's new piece. I don't know. I'm in love. How nice. Now, we're going to put it on a chain. Honestly, we'll probably just use a chain that I already have. Try to save some chain, but well, I can do a new chain for the purposes of the video. And then I will be eating. I know this is an extremely long video. Moonstone is amazing. I'm gonna make it like maybe 16 inches. But if I put this for sale online, then it can be however long you'd like for it to be. I just think that 16 would be nice, or close to 17 inches. Okay. This is a final step. If you made it this far, congratulations. Use the coupon code 15 off on my website and grab you something. Perfect, you know, jewelry is the perfect gift for your loved ones and for yourself. And we also have donations. If you don't want to buy anything, the incense cones are very nice smelling and affordable. I have jewelry cleaner and I have polishing pads that you can buy. And what a lovely piece. I'll probably do a moonstone series off camera because this took longer with it being on camera. I can move just a tad bit quicker off camera, but sometimes I get distracted. But I could be singing or watching something, eating at the same time. I'd be over here doing all type of stuff at one time. Gosh, this piece is so magnificently beautiful. It really is. I had to give it up for the creator in me that just did that. Whoa. Making the necklace hook part. I had a cool idea. It would be kind of cute because I have this sitting around. It would be kind of cute to have something like this connected to just for the sake of uniqueness, to have that as a part of your clasp, like a little signature touch. I'm not gonna use this one though, but that would be a cute little idea. Yes, that is a wonderful and beautiful idea, Lynn. I love that. My thing is consistency. I mean, I am very consistent in very different ways, but reminders help, and kind of helping me stay accountable, that is a great help as well. I'm gonna show you guys what it looks like. Hi. Okay. Got a little. All right. Okay. Stand up. Yes. Very cool. Very cool coolness. Very cool coolness right there. And some people like to layer stuff. And so when I used to wear I used to wear a hematite sun charm. So imagine layering it. Very cute. These sun charms are on my website too. Yeah. That's cool. That's cool, 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 cool. Yes, so you saw it here, live and direct. Thank you for the love, the support, the conversation, community. I will be going live again at some point. And I want to read some of your comments. Let's see, I have them down here. I know I missed a lot. We'll never get a chance to buy. That was so funny. Gotta run. Peace out, Terry. I appreciate you guys so much. Take care. If you have questions, let me know. Dream recall, labradorite, even moldavite, jade. Those are some that come to mind. Andre knows. Andre knows. Yeah. So yeah, that was that. It's a beautiful day. I need to step outside. Probably I'm going to eat. Time for me to go eat. Yeah, I need to eat. And thanks for watching. I will see you guys on the next live stream or video, whichever. And yeah, that was that. I may or may not post this one. I'm probably gonna rock this one though for a while, cause oh my god, it's just, it's so pretty, it's so precious. I love it. I might rock these two together. I don't know. Yeah. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. This was great. I'll see you next time. Like, share, subscribe, check out my website and all the links below. They'll tell you